no soul. They have sold their soul to the devil. Like in the United Nations headquarters, you have the international division of the Rotary Club, which is this special section of the Rotary Club dedicated to the United Nations. So they have their own Masonic lobby there.
So the Rotary Club has a location within the UN.
Yeah, the international division of the Rotary Club.
Okay. And I remember you saying earlier that the
Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri.
There you go.
He's the comandante. Comandante Giulio.
He is the what? Say, you can say a little bit clearer for the camera. Okay.
Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri is the director, the guy who is in charge.
Right.
He is the guy who has also wrote the book Defensive Strategism for Terrorism prior to 9/11.
Yes.
He's the guy who has patented a lot of the security systems in the airports. So he definitely is the one who has made probably more money after 9/11 for having to implement the security at the airports. One of the main benefactors could only be him,
But wasn't the Rotary Club instrumental also in the 9/11 attack?
Absolutely, because people like Giorgio Balestrieri, who are an asset of Gladio in the past, worked in a similar way on the 9/11 project, so the strategy of tension could be put in place and orchestrated in the best way possible against the people of America. But for them, for a person like Giorgio Balestrieri, doing such a mission is, even if it's a dirty job, he thinks of himself as a patriot, because he's doing maybe a dirty job that nobody wants to do, but a job of responsibility. So when you go under and dig under Giorgio Balestrieri, you start finding the names that are involved with 9/11 and go right up to both the Vatican but also to Jerusalem, because Giorgio Balestrieri is also a very close friend and ally of the Zionists, apart from being also an agent of the Vatican. So he's a double agent.
Wow.
Pure and simple.
Now, you were telling me a little bit earlier, but I wanted us to get that.
But he's also switched off FBI CIA asset, which means that he has done a lot of work in the past, especially during the Cold War.
Right. We were talking a little bit earlier, and I was asking you why were the Twin Towers targeted for this terrorist attack? What was the necessity of that specific target?
It's a symbolic target because it symbolizes the two columns of the Temple of Solomon, Joachim and Boaz, which stand right at the entrance of the Temple of Solomon. But when you go inside what is known as higher degrees of Freemasonry, like the Royal Arch, it's known that you have to leave behind Joachim and Boaz fallen, meaning that they fall behind you, and then you go forward into the knowledge of the kingdom of God. So the symbolism is very clear. Also is related to the fact that this 21st day of Elul, which is the exact date in our calendar, 9/11, in which this happened, is present in the Zohar, a book of splendors known to the Kabbalists. And in this book we find exactly the date and the location described, the city of power with the big towers falling in this specific day. So it's written on the book. Obviously, the rabbis knew that, so they warned their people, and for that reason not so many Israeli people went to work that day.
I'm gathering from what you said earlier that according to that esoteric symbolism, that the falling of the Twin Towers really somewhat symbolized the ushering in of a new kingdom. Am I right?
Yeah, because in the Book of Splendors it symbolizes the advent of the Messiah, the beginning of the end of times.
So that's what that was basically a sign to the Masonic world. that the new kingdom is being ushered in at this time.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And it's important to understand that in one way or another, I mean, obviously, there is going to be a new world order.